Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. As you can see, I'm going to be reviewing the next lot of the 55 Kappic Eagles Tempestus Scions or Scions or Scions, and this time it's the Command Squad. Today is Monday, the 19th of June 2023. These came a couple of days ago on Saturday, just getting around to reviewing them now. And if you're watching this a bit later because it's just been released on YouTube, then maybe you want to consider joining our Patreon page because it's free for 7 days and you can watch everything on there for free. Then after 7 days you can say no thank you, I don't want to join, and you'll not be charged a penny. So it is worth checking us out. Link in the top right of your screen now. So I'm going to be unboxing these, looking at these, see how they compare to the first release that came out. There's 5 from the first release. Obviously these guys are different because they're the Command Squad and they've got different that have helmeted heads, have these sort of berets on. Okay, let me pause this, unbox these guys, set them up, and let's get into this. Back in an instant. Okay, here they are, and they look fantastic. They all come with a base. I've only put one on the base, this one, because it actually supports the standard. It should actually be on the other side, but I was too lazy to swap his hands over to a gripping hand to the other side, so I just done it that way. So all come with a base, and they all come with 2 additional pairs of hands. And the Prime, that's the guy on the far right with the cloak, he also comes with a backpack, but it can't wear the backpack and the cloak at the same time. Great inking on these. It's like what they've been lacking on the Space Marines of late. They've put onto this cloak and onto a few other bits. So let's get a close look. Left to right, the Grenadier first of all. I didn't change his hand over on his left for gripping, which I should have done. But he does look good. Great big drill barrel. Nice looking figure. Should probably look where he's shooting. Looks the part. Nice inking on the eyes there. And shit inking on the legs. Is lacking in some places, but is there mostly. Gives a great effect, particularly on that sort of bedroll. There. Very, very nice figure. And yes, the knife does come out of the sheath. So if I just pick that up. There's a nice little knife, which is nicely painted and weathered inside there too. A lot of effort has gone into these, which of late has been a sort of slowly declining in the regular Space Marine releases. But that's not a huge issue in itself because, you know, you can paint yourself, but I'm not good at painting. That's all right. It's not hugely difficult to do a bit of inking and a bit of highlighting. Got the right paints. Can't be bothered a bit of gunning. Go on, gun, go in and stay in. I don't know if it's an issue, but the hands seem to be not quite tight enough for some of the guns. Maybe it's just me being a bit idiotic. Okay, so he's got his gun. Okay, next we have the Medic. Very cool looking again. No indented barrel on this one. You can just about make out on camera. Does look good. Good expression. I got, again, the face sculpts on these are really good again. They've really been upping their game, JoyToy, with their face sculpts of late. Little canteens, got grenades. No knife on him. And his armor is a little bit similar to the first lot of releases. Standard bearer with his great big heavy standard. I mean great big heavy standard. It is good again. If you look at the face sculpt and paintwork, that is absolutely fantastic. Standard is beautiful. This side and then that side. Nice all round looking figure. But as I said, it should be the other way around, then he'd be facing us backwards, and I should have changed his hand over, but I was just being a bit lazy. And the fact that I actually include the stand for the base this time and the support is fantastic, because some of the other standard releases, the stand has been too heavy for a figure to hold properly. Okay, the Vox operator, who I've again not swapped his hands around. This should be in his other, the handset should be his other hand. But I thought, you know what, I'll just bend the bottom away. Great face sculpt again. He's just seen something amazing or awful. Probably a Tyrannid attack or something. A Nid attack. Looks very, very cool. You see I've put it the other side, by the way, the wire is bending. That just pops out very easily. It's just a little friction fit, a bit of rubber. On a side note, if you do live in a hot, humid country, it's pretty wise keep your figures out of direct sunlight if you can, because that can really deteriorate the rubber fast. Nice little gun which has got a drilled barrel again. Let's get him standing up. Then we come to the prime. Again, really nice face sculpt. It's got that nice cloak with that skull on there, which is about human size, and that sensor. It's like a Skaven sensor bearer there. The heresy. It looks a bit like this English actor who was in Luther, one of the policemen. Anyway, very nice. I don't think the clip comes out of his little bolt gun. I can check in a minute. That's all part of the cloak. You could, in theory, have his arms going down and through there, but then you get no range of motion at all. Cool looking. Again, the knife comes out. That little chain effect around the neck armor there looks pretty cool. Very, very nice. And then that's just the connection slot for the backpack. You want to have him a bit more combat ready, as opposed to giving inspiring speech with his cloak on. And then if I quickly grab one of the original releases from a few weeks back, not that long ago, got one of the ones here. Of course, these guys were helmeted. He's got the same armor as this guy, but his skull is on his armor there is silver, not gold. Otherwise, they're pretty much identical. And obviously, the helmeted heads are different too, but they all fit together nice. It's nice to actually have 10 individuals released. Great for display, great for a small tabletop game of Kill Team or something like that, I guess. Nice looking figures. Let's go for articulation. Articulation is going to be the same on all of them. I think I'll use the prime since he has the smallest gun in his hands. So head, he gets a very good side to side, forwards, backwards, and he can turn really well too. Very good on that. Shoulders all around. Sidos will be the issue because of the way the armor is done. Come on, JoyToy, there are better systems for the shoulders. He gets that far. Much further, he's going to pop his shoulder joint out. He gets a bicep swivel. Bicep bend is over 90 degrees, which is cool. Wrist goes around. There is a joint. We need to line up the joint for the direction you want it to go. I'm not sure which way that's aligned at the moment. There is a trunk under there. You can see forwards, backwards, trying to side to side, it will turn, and the waist should turn too. You'd have to remove the armor, and I don't know how easy to put back on that will be if you remove it. Legs don't go so far because the sculpting gets in the way. There is a thigh twist. Forwards is not great. Backwards is not great because the sculpting, still nice looking figures. It's a double kneecap and it's not ugly, which is great. Really, really tight. The feet, they have a swivel. They have a pretty decent tippy toe. They have a tiny dorsiflexation. Needs to be slightly more, I think. There's no toe articulation that I can see, and there's no boot turn, which is a shame. You can't turn from the lower leg either, but it's decent enough. In terms of size, they'll be the same as the other ones. So I'll measure the Vox operator, and again it's about 10.5 approximately, 10.67 to his top of his head. The banner to the top and bending up, bear in mind it's sort of leaning, is like 22.5, 23 cm. So nice figures of a good size. They'll scale with your other 118 lines. They could work in a number of universes because they're not overly, I'll say 40k looking. They're not overly sort of over the top, grimdark sci-fi looking. If I get my favourite Acid Rainwell Narinu Sentinel, if I take out this original one of these guys here, put my Narinu Sentinel in. You see that? He scales well. He has got a Fortnite fade head. He scales well in terms of size and bulk. His legs appear to be longer, his body a little bit shorter. And they could work in the same universe, I think, with a little bit of work and a little bit of imagination. So they scale well with other figures too. I do like these figures. They are nice looking. The limited articulation in the shoulders and a little bit of the legs is a bit disappointing for some poses, but those face sculpts on all of them except the Grenadier because he's got the mask on, is absolutely top notch. Really, really, really nice. I think well worth getting a set, particularly if you don't have the first set, and particularly again if you do have the first set, just to have 10 on display. You can probably mix and match and make some other unique ones too if you wanted to. Okay, so awesome actually signing out, saying please like, share, subscribe, consider joining the Patreon. It's free for 7 days and you don't have to join it after that if you don't want to. Link in the video description below, along with some discount codes and discount links to some of the better 1/18 scale toy sellers. I'll see you in the next video. Stay happy collecting. Bye bye.